as a boy with his I Spy book leaning over the fence. So this book is from 1964, so it is 60 years old. It says on this left-hand page, I Spy, the fun of finding out for yourself. With an I Spy book in your pocket, you become an explorer. It's fun to find out about the everyday world on your doorstep. You can go out exploring on your own, or with friends, or with your family. Wherever you are, there's something worth I Spying. Whatever your special interests, there are I Spy books to help you. Look at the list on the back cover of every 40 I Spy books. So there were 40. Looks like they've added some different themes. Bridges on the pavement, churches. So you can actually get the later books from the Dickens Press for Upper Thames Street, London, EC4. So it says, the farm's a friendly place and the farmer's a friendly person. He's proud of his farm and the work he's done to improve it and keep it up to date. When you go to his farm to score your points, let him know that you're interested too. Show him your badge. Oh right, so you had to get a badge too. And this book, and perhaps he'll let you look at some of his fascinating animals and modern machines. I guess he also might think that you're just an irritating kid. This is the hardiest of British mountain sheep. Is found only in the high fells of the Lake District. The coarse wool sheds the rain easily. The lambs are born almost black, but lightning colour as they grow. 20 points. Scottish Black Face, a hardy mountain breed with a black face and curling horns on both male and female. I spy black and white markings and a Roman nose. 20 points. Now, if you spy sheep shearing, you get 25 points. Sheep shearing usually takes place from April to June, depending on ripeness of the fleece, the weather and the locality. Here I spy the old and the new method. In the background, hand shears being used. In the foreground, machine clippers or cutters, made up of many pairs of scissors. Here they are driven by a portable motor on the back of a Land Rover. Sheep dipping will get you 20 points. Takes place in summer or autumn when a little wool has grown after shearing. I spy a long tank of disinfectant deep enough to submerge completely each sheep. Disinfectant prevents sheep scab and kills such parasites as lice, ticks and blowfly. You'll often see the village policeman standing by. I wonder why. Marking sheep. You may see two ways: special marks cut in the ear, colours and marks painted on the flanks. 5 points. A lambing shelter. Straw over hurdles and poles used during the lambing season from December onwards. The shepherd's hut is nearby. 10 points. And a sheep rack, which is a mobile feeder for use out of doors, will only get you 5 points. Pigs. This is a Wessex saddleback, a medium-sized black pig with a distinctive saddle of white hair over the shoulders and forelegs, thrives outdoors on acorns and beech nuts. 10 points. Berkshire should be completely black with white on the face and feet, kept mainly for pork and may be seen all over the country. 15 points. This is called a bull mask. Never seen one of those before. Made of steel. You can see to graze but not to charge. I wonder if they still use things like that. Insecticide. Oh, you get 15 points, 15 points and 20 points for those. Insecticide, 5 points. A special form notice, 10 points. And a flamethrower, 20 points. For burning weeds. The changing farm. There's always something new on the ever-changing farm. Look at the inside of this modern big house, for example. It has glass fibre and wallboard insulation, an air gap between walls, an air entry to the fan, a drinker with a let-down cover, a food hopper, a sleeping platform, ultraviolet lamps, and a dunking area. 25 points. So finally it says you and your scores. Try to spot something for your I Spy books every day, then watch how your score grows. But if you draw a blank, don't get downhearted. Don't expect to be lucky every day, but keep looking. Sooner or later, you'll spot the very thing you've been wanting for months. Then up goes your score and your spirits. When you spot anything exceptional, or when you score